All right, good evening, everyone. Happy Wednesday evening, everyone. Welcome back to this episode of Sojourn Block Marathon Madness. Today we're going to discuss Season 10, Episode 8, Midweek Madness number 6. So, this episode starts out normal. He gets breakfast, and then he gets on the Hartman bus. He gets to Hartman. Today is English today, Wednesday. So, he goes to English with Miss B. So they first start out with some bell work. Um, so they do that, and then uh, they go over the bell work, and then they have a lesson, and some type of another assignment real quick, and then we pause, have our 15 to 20-minute break, which we don't see because there's no madness going on, even though it is midweek madness, but not yet. There's not drama yet. And then after the break, we go back to the class. We finish the activity, which is kind of stressful, which is some midweek madness. But we get through it, and then we have another lesson and assignment. We do that, and then we work on our book that we are working on, and we have some questions over some chapters that we've been reading, and then we have another lesson, which is kind of stressful, an activity that's kind of stressful, but they get through it. Um, Now in the middle of the day, today is Wednesday, so um, it is early childhood education preschool program today, like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So he has good grades. He's catched up on all his work. So Miss B allows Hunter to be Mr. Hunter today and teach his lesson that he has. So he goes to the room and he teaches whatever lesson he has. I think it's like theme lesson or something like that. Um, so so they have their lesson, which you'll see on the clips, and the kiddos enjoy it, and then he has to go back to English, so he says bye to everybody, goes back to English, and then they have another lesson and assignment, and that is it. So the bell rings, he heads coming back to the high school, and then he has study hall, which we don't see because there's nothing interesting. And then we have lunch. So we chit chat with the boyfriend about our week so far. We just chit chat. There's some like drama. There's some midweek madness, of course, for midweek madness. So but they get through it. And they knock it off. But then they eat lunch, which is hamburger and French fries and the whole 9 yards. And then after that, they go to science with Mr. Miller and Mr. Mendock, the student teacher. No, Mr. Mendock and Mr. Miller, the student teacher. They have a bell work lesson, and the activity is kind of stressful to add to the midweek madness. Um, and then he goes to Algebra 2, which is stressful and some more madness. But they have a lesson today, and then they have me a bell work lesson, and then they have time to work on their assignment. But then he has resource with Miss Oswald and Miss Oswald Hunter work on the assignment for Algebra 2 to get it done, get turned in. He does decent on it. And then he has U.S. history with Mr. Wildwood on this midweek madness Wednesday. They have a bell work lesson and then whatever activity assignment, whatever they're working on. And then the bell rings, he heads home, and he has a wonderful Wednesday evening. I hope everyone has a wonderful Wednesday evening, and I'll see you Thursday evening for another episode of Sag on Block Marathon Madness. May God bless and protect each and every one of you, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now. Good evening, everyone. Happy Thursday evening. Welcome back to this episode. Today we're going to discuss Season 9, Episode 11, Game Day Part 17. So he gets breakfast, he gets to Hartman. Today is early childhood education. Today is a preschool day, so today he is Mr. Hunter today. So they get prepared for all their lessons. for today. Today is the last day of the week. At this point. Um, so um, so um, so here we go. So all the parents drop off the kiddos. We have our morning centers, art center, music center, blocks and motives, um, science and sensory center, reading center, the whole 9 yards, dramatic play. So they do those. And then we have our first lesson of the day, which is morning meeting, which we do every morning. So we do our welcome song, um, and then we do our calendar, we do our months of the year song, we do the days of the week song, and then we go over what month it is, we put it on the calendar, and then we put the day on the calendar, and then the year on our calendar. And then we do our weather wrap. What's the weather? What's the weather? What's the weather, everyone? Um, and then we have a kiddo go into the hallway to look out the window to see the weather. And this is February, so it's probably like snowing or something. So, or cold or something. And so they go back in and then report to their friends what the weather is. We put it on the board. And then we go over the theme of the week, letter of the week, and number and color of the week. And then we go assign the jobs, like line eater, and then we line up. They have our second lesson, music. So we do a song and do some motions based on that theme. And then, um, if I'm not mistaken, I believe this week is Teddy Bear Week. So it's themed to like teddy bears and whatnot. So we're talking about like bears. We're talking about like it's like Valentine's Day time. So I think that's what the theme of the week is at this point. But we sing a song whatever our theme is. Um, and then we have story time. So we go up to the nook and the teacher who's in charge of that lesson. It could be me. It could be someone does a story. Um, and then we have alphabet lesson, which is just the basics, letters and sounds, letter. And then we have snack time. We do our snack song. Um, and then we have a delicious snack, which is usually just like goldfish or something like that. Classic snack. Um, with some fruit or something. And then we have our next lesson, which is physical activity. So that might be like a game or some type of activity. And then we have themed lesson. So whatever our theme is, we do like an activity, a puzzle, a story, a puppet show of some sort of our theme or letter of the week, color of the week, number of the week, something like that. Um, but most of the time we do like a worksheet or like a craft or something. So, and then we have our afternoon centers, which are the same as our morning. And then we have our closing time. We do some activities like a puzzle or something. And then we view what our theme is, our color, and our letter. We talk about our favorite part of the week was. And then we have our goodbye song, and then the parents come, and the kiddos go home, and the teachers are done for the day. I'm done for the day. We're all done for the Heartland Day. Then we go back on the bus. We get to the high school. We have study hall, which we don't see because there's nothing interesting. And then we have lunch, which is Tuesday, so we have, I mean, Thursday. And I think we have like chicken Alfredo or something like that, or Oscar sticks, which we love. And today is game day Thursday, so me and the barhead members chit chat, and then we do some mobile games on our phone, which we always enjoy, which is fun. And then we have science with Mr. Mendock and Mr. Miller, the student teacher. We have a bell work lesson and activity. And then we have Algebra 2, which today I think is just like like a lesson. And then we have like a in-class activity. Um, which is stressful, but we get through it. Um, and then resource with us a lot today. We don't have an assignment though for Algebra 2, so we don't work. He don't have to work on anything in resource today, but he does work on some other classwork for other classes. Or he just does some games on his phone, or just watches TikTok or something like that, or Instagram or something like that. And um, then he goes to U.S. history with Mr. Wild, in which at the beginning, he does his chit chat or whatever, his ranting or whatever for the day. And we have a lesson, and then we have some type of assignment that we do that day. So that is it for this episode of, and then he goes home. That is it for this episode of Saturday on Block Marathon Madness. Have a terrific Thursday evening, and I'll see you Friday night for another episode of Saturday on Block Marathon Madness. And God bless and protect each and every one of you, and I'll see you next time.